Welcome back. It is Am I the Asshole Stories, Volume 21. So, if you don't know, the Am I the Asshole subreddit describes itself as a catharsis for the frustrated moral philosopher in all of us, and a place to finally find out if you are in the wrong in an argument that's been bothering you. Tell us about any non-violent conflict you've experienced. Give us both sides of the story and find out if you are right or if you are the asshole. Now, I read 5 stories in each of these, and I give my opinion on if the OP or original poster who made the post is an asshole or not. Sometimes I'll say if someone else in the situation is an asshole, but yeah. I also would like for the audience to leave their opinion. And without further ado, let's begin. Number 1. Am I the asshole for not being attracted to my girlfriend's body? So, me and my girlfriend have been dating for almost 3 years. We have fun together and we really care about each other. Just to keep it simple. I will say that she's the first thin person I've ever been with. She's flat, petite, and pretty short. Most of the girls I've been with have been on the bigger side, in the good places, and I've always been a fan of, well, a bigger chest size. This all started when me and my girlfriend were watching a Netflix a few nights ago, and she randomly asked me if I was okay with her having a flat chest. She's always been insecure about not having boobs. I asked why she was curious about this, and she told me she noticed I never really had anything to say about her chest. And that day, she'd been trying on lingerie, and none of the ones she tried on fit her in the chest region. That kind of put her back mental funk, where she thinks she's not attractive if she doesn't have a certain figure. She said she was just curious. I told her I had to be honest and said that I'm not attracted to her chest size, and that I actually prefer bigger boobs. It's not a turn-off having a smaller size, but not a turn-on. If I'm being honest, that's why I usually prefer she faces away from me during intercourse. She was quiet for a while, and then she said she was going to go home since she had work in the morning. She texted me later on that night and told me what I said hurt her a little. She said we've been dating for a while and I never brought this up, and that she feels like I lied to her. I told her I didn't know what to tell her, and that I was just being honest. I was. Am I being the asshole here? I feel like yes, but more so like you're being oblivious. Or you're acting like the 12-year-old boy here. Like, you make your girlfriend face away from you because her chest isn't as big as you'd like. What? Like, I'm kind of surprised that you would even be able to get a girlfriend with that kind of way of treating just regular women. It's like, what? I mean, is it not a little bit strange to even care that much about that? Like, I understand some people have a preference. Well, everyone has a preference, but to care that much about chest size, it's like thou dost protest or whatever. Like, this guy's just never going to be happy if he cares that much about, like, chest size and all of that. I'm assuming he wants to also maybe date, like, a supermodel or something. It's like, these are just things that really don't matter. I don't know. Number 2. Am I the asshole for giving my ex-wife a large amount of money I won despite the anger of my girlfriend? I recently won a fuck you amount of money. I won't say exactly how much, but it's in the millions. It makes me feel funny even typing. It's enough to change the life of myself and my family. My ex-wife is the mother of my 2 kids. She is an amazing woman and good to the bone. We divorced 6 years ago because I had an affair with my current partner. I was in a low place in my life and I fucked up. She was in incredible pain, but like a saint, she allowed me to still see our kids who mean the world to me. Allowed our divorce to be as pain-free as possible, despite the fact I know she was hurting. And she's still close with my parents and respectful to me, although she refuses to talk to my girlfriend. She was actually the first person I phoned after my mom and pops after I found out I won the lottery. She was pleased for me, joked that I could take the kids on a world-round trip, and that was that. Nothing else. As soon as I won, I knew I wanted to give her a significant amount. I still love her. She's the mother of my babies, and I feel like this is some tiny way I can show her that I'm not a complete fuck-up. She deserves to know that I care despite my mistakes. She also works in a shitty job in the public library, which pays her peanuts. She would actually be able to pursue her hobbies this way, give our kids a better life between us. I haven't discussed this with my ex yet, but I have with my parents who strongly agree and my lawyer who is very surprised but on board. Long story short, when I told my girlfriend, she was livid, screaming that I'm disrespecting her. Like cheating isn't disrespect. Accusing me of still being in love with my ex-wife. I'm not in love with her. He says that he loves her earlier, but I get what he's saying. We've both grown apart, but of course I still love her for being an excellent co-parenting partner and mother to my kids. My girlfriend is starting to break up with me, and to be honest, I'm feeling incredibly relieved over the threats. I don't plan on changing my plans, but am I the asshole? Not for wanting to give money to the ex-wife, no. I don't really know how the girlfriend can talk about disrespecting somebody when she had an affair with him. Seems like she's the asshole. But also, I don't think working in a public library would be a shitty job. That's like a big boy job. That's a real job, so. I don't know. Library-related stuff. That relates to an upcoming roleplay video I'm working on, by the way. I don't know if it'll be a new character who's a librarian, but I wanted to do a librarian roleplay because what places are more quiet and ASMR-like than libraries, right? Just a thought. So, not the asshole. Number 3. Am I the asshole for saying you to a picture of my roommate's boyfriend? I, 19 female, have been living with my roommate who is also 19 since February of last year. And ever since we moved in together, our relationship has been total chaos. She has a Great Dane that doesn't have enough space in our apartment. She doesn't care about the cleanliness of the hardwood floors, nor being very hospitable towards guests. She's temperamental and gets upset over what seems like nothing, and I can't get through to her why my friends and I don't want to spend time with her, despite her wanting to be the center of attention constantly. She tends to get upset whenever she cannot be in control of a situation. Whether I have places I want her to go and she tags along yet insists on going where she wants to go to until I cave in, or gets really mad and starts complaining despite the fact that she tagged along with me, not the other way around. She used to be rude to my friends, but she's been better with that. But since that happened, my friends would rather not spend time with her since she tends to be very selfish and we don't have much in common. She expects me to talk with her when she's sad all the time, but doesn't care about anything I do as well. Anyway, the other night she exploded on me because after sending a picture of her boyfriend, I responded, "Ew," because I thought it was funny. I had my friends over earlier that day, so I'm concerned that may not have helped, especially since she wanted to go out with us, but we said no. She got upset and I'm constantly mean to her, is what she says, and she regrets ever meeting me as well. I would normally brush that off, but when I said I'd be going to bed, she said, "Don't wake up," and I felt that seriously crossed the line. She blocked me and won't speak to me now. Am I the asshole? Yes, you and your friends are the assholes. I get the feeling that you're not as hot shit as you think you are, if that makes sense. I mean, of course this person writing this is 19, so they're not really worldly or whatever, but you know, you're not all that. You're not all that, to put it like that. So I think it's also weird that this person said you about this woman's boyfriend when, you know, there could be a chance that the boyfriend would also say that about you. So I mean, would you want that said about you? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just get the feeling that OP here is kind of probably not the nicest person. Same with the friend group. I've been around people, like in the past, I've dated people who their friends were like, oh, you're like disgusting, like unprompted, and like referring to my physical appearance, which I'm, you know, I guess sensitive about, as I don't feel I look that good. So it's like, these people also who I've met like that, they hold themselves in high regard, but it's like, you aren't all that either. You're like a 4 out of 10. So you really need to be stopping that. You know what I mean? It's people who aren't exactly supermodels themselves who like to go out and insult other people. Same with people who don't really have lives. They like to go out and insult other people as well, unprompted. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just something that hopefully goes away as you get older and more mature. But yes, OP's the asshole in that one. Number 4. Am I the asshole for rejecting a girl as revenge? So to start off, maybe it was a bit petty of me, to be honest. Anyway, I asked this girl Clara out on a date about a year ago. I was a completely different person then, and she turned me down. It stung like hell, but it did encourage me to better myself. Since then, I've gotten in better shape, become more confident, and generally, I've had more luck with girls. I still never forgot what made me improve, though, and that will always be a shitty memory. Anyway, me and a few friends I've made since last year went out to a gathering. I'm still fairly new in their circle, and surprise, Clara was there. I think she recognized me, but I wasn't sure. Me and her headed off, and at the end of the night we had a date planned. The date went pretty well, and we went on our second one last Friday. After this, I went home and thought about where to go next, and realized I couldn't really forgive her. So she hit me up asking if we were going out again, and I sort of made a joke of it, blew her off and put her on mute. I haven't responded since then, and our mutual friends say she's been pretty upset, since she gets attached to people quickly. But the revenge I got was so sweet. Maybe I was an asshole, though. What does Reddit think? Yeah, I would say you're an asshole, but if she was, like, rude when she rejected you, it doesn't say that she turned you down because, like, you were not good enough in the sense that she was, like, trying to be an asshole. It just says that she turned you down, which that could be any reason, so not even necessarily a mean reason. So I'd say in this case you're an asshole. I also think the fact that you, like, find revenge on people sweet is kind of like the whole Schadenfreude thing. I think that's gross. I don't know. I often find that people who walk around saying, I'm a good person, they tend to enjoy the suffering of other people. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. Anyway, number 5. Am I the asshole for demanding that my girlfriend's gymnastics routine be less sexy? I want an honest opinion, so I'm going to include the details that I can in the character limit, even the ones that aren't flattering to me. I've been dating my girlfriend for about a month. Honestly, I feel much stronger about her than she does me, but I'm hoping she comes around. This is not sounding good so far. She's on our university gymnastics team and is an incredible athlete. I went to her this afternoon and I was freaked out and shocked to see how much of her floor routine had sexual elements. She did her routine to Pon de Replay, and as an example, she crawled on all fours, shook her ass, and did this thing where she went up and down her body with her finger, including her breasts, then acted like her finger was sizzling, and during all of this her teammates cheered. I was blown away that this sort of sexuality was not only allowed but encouraged. After the meet, I told her I didn't think she should do that sort of stuff. She told me that it was normal for gymnastics and that her routine had been worked out for years with coaches and choreographers. I told her it was normal for strippers who danced for dollar bills. She told me I didn't get it. I told her that I didn't understand what was to get. I was her boyfriend and it was my job to look out for her. She said, "You are literally an asshole and way overstepping your boundaries." I told her I didn't want to fight and she said it was too late. So instead of her going on a romantic date with me as I'd planned, she decided to hang out with her teammates. I'm so upset because I was counting on seeing her tonight. Based on what she said, am I the asshole for thinking her routine should be less sexy and telling her so? Yeah. It is odd that in an academic setting, there's like overly sexualized stuff, though in university pretty much everyone there is an adult, so I mean, whatever, I guess. Unless it was like a super conservative school or like maybe a Christian school or something, I don't really think that would matter in terms of like something being over sexualized. If it's like a public university, then I mean, whatever. Though it is weird, like I feel like the way that OP describes the relationship seems like it's not gonna last very long. I don't know. But I'd say, yeah, OP's the asshole here. But I want to thank David, Marvin, and Bruno, who I believe the profile picture is Chew from Luna. And I would like to thank everyone for tuning in and watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, night, or anything in between. I'll see you next time, and have a good one, and don't be an asshole.